Hello everyone and happy May. This is our tarot reading for our fire signs, for our Aries, our Leos, and our Sagittarius for the month of May. So welcome if you are new and welcome back if you are a regular viewer. So today we are using the Moonology deck. We're using the Moon Witch deck, our tarot cards, and the Light Seers tarot deck, and our Angel Dreams deck. So we're going straight into it for Aries. So Aries, what does May hold for you? Because you're that fire sign, right? The trailblazer. And then once we start getting things going, Taurus comes in and says, hold on. Now that you've cleared the way, let's start setting some foundations for our future. And this is where we are at collectively. Setting foundations for our future growth. A lot of us are leaving behind some old patterns, some old ways. And if you're having a little trouble trying to figure out where you want to go, I invite you to look toward your past. Like go back to the past 5 or 10 years, or even into your childhood, and look at the things that brought, and this is for everyone. What things brought you joy and happiness? What things could you do for hours on end and you just got lost, and before you knew it, that the time, many hours had passed? And what things were not so good? What things were very uncomfortable? What things were the big lessons that you learned? So that's like your invitation. So this is for Aries, our Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And we will see what the Moonology deck holds. I'm going to just cut this deck for you. And we have a full moon in Capricorn. Take a reality check. So let's see what this says. So a reality check, right? Very interesting. So this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, right? So this card has two sides to it, literally and metaphorically. If you've been worrying about something, the good news is that you shouldn't waste another moment worrying, as this won't help. Some things only happen once in a while, and that can be really good news. If you're wondering about how something you've been keen on is going to turn out, this card would be a sign that you've hit a roadblock. If you want to change that, you're going to need to put in extra effort with your manifesting work. So a little extra effort, right? So again, if you've hit a roadblock, they tend to come up as lessons. What do you need to learn? What is this trying to teach you? Or the roadblock, it could very well mean what you're manifesting is just not for you. Either not for you now or not for you at all. So a little meditation time. Find balance between facing your reality and be kind to yourself and others. If you're not happy with the message of this card, you can use the old trick of finding the best thought you can about your situation and go from there. Interesting, Aries. Now, Aries is our first sign, right? So it's kind of like the Fool and the Tarot. They're starting off brand new. Like, they don't have a whole lot of information to go by, right? So they haven't had anyone in front of them leading the way. So, yeah. So maybe take a second look, Aries, and just kind of see. So this is the Moon Witch deck. A cute little deck. Here's the back of the cards. And it's just so cute. We'll pull a card from there. We'll get into your tarot, Aries, and we'll clarify some of these things for you, because we're moving into May. May is Mother's Day as well in the U.S. So, maybe lean into some of your more feminine aspects of yourself or your maternal instincts. The answer is no. Sleep on it. Very interesting, because we tend to want, especially with Mars and Leo, and I'm very interested to see what Leo holds. But especially with Mars and Leo, your fellow fire sign, and you're a fire sign, Aries, we tend to want to jump into things. So maybe leaning into that Taurus energy that says, take your time. There's no rush. Check in to make sure like this is the right thing for you. 8 of Cups came out face up for you. So moving in a new direction, moving into self-fulfillment. And I love this deck. I'll show you the card in a second. I just want to see what else pops out for our Aries friends as they, okay, so no. Sleep on it. Take your time. What are you anxious to get started, Aries? What are you excited about? Or are you trying to push something into happening that just isn't? That could very well be it as well. 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, Queen of Wands. Okay. So, 7 of Cups. Along with this, take a reality check and no, sleep on it. I wonder if some of you are kind of living in your dreams. You know, we all have like these conversations inside of our heads, and we can tend to build a story up about something that's not true or that's not real. So I wonder if you're living in some dream world or creating a fantasy, and maybe as a form of escapism, right? So maybe take a look at that. That's very interesting. Okay, nothing else is popping out for our Aries friends. One more. The Hermit. Now, the colors of these cards look very similar, so we'll get into that. She's moving in another direction, away from the water. The Hermit is kind of on the cliff over the water, contemplating, leaning into the inner energy. Judgment, right? Releasing yourself. Ace of Pentacles. So let's see, Aries, where this is bringing you. And we have our card that's turned over. 6 of Swords. You have 2 cards. 8 of Cups and 6 of Swords. So the 8 of Cups, this is more of an emotional journey. There's a spark or a light that's inside of you, and that's telling you you need to sleep on it, right? Take a reality check. It's time for, you're seeking something deeper within yourself. I get this feeling you're seeking something deeper within yourself. And it's a pulling, and some of you, this has been going on for quite a while, where you've had a yearning or pulling, and this could be even like moving to a completely new area. There's a lot of movement happening lately. 2 of Pentacles. Making decisions, making choices that are wise choices, leading away from the choices we made in the past that didn't work out for us. So you're a little cautious here. But you're moving forward, or you're going on this journey because there's a light inside of you that has been lit. And that is the light that is kind of guiding you to move away from your comfort zone. That inner spark, that inner fire. You have choices. Again, you're making your choices based on some knowledge and wisdom, and not from a place of unknowing. And you've been through some stuff, Aries. Everyone has, but you've been through a lot. And now you're really looking inward to see, is this the right choice for me? Or am I living a fantasy? Because from this 7 of Cups, you have the 6 of Swords. So this is intuitive. This is rationally guided. This is something you've been planning on. This could be something you've been wanting to do for many, many years. Because you have the Queen of Wands. And you're finding, I wonder if for some of you, although there's an Ace of Pentacles, which is not really fitting into what's coming in, this is a new opportunity. But I think once you start to take the journey, and you're finding balance and harmony for yourself. You're doing it because it's something that suits you, that you've been wanting, and not something someone else has told you to do or said that you should do. I think you're taking ownership and responsibility for your life. And you're really, this is, for some of you, this is a whole new experience. This could be something you've dreamed of. Or maybe you're done, like, living somebody else's dream. This could also be, I guess for some of you, you've been living your life based on someone else's needs or wants or their expectations. And I think that's coming to a close for you, Aries. You've gotten wise. You've taken on a lot of wisdom over the years. And it doesn't have to be many, many years, although for some of you it could be. But you're really, really smart. And you've learned that not everything people tell you is for your benefit. Sometimes it's for their benefit. And I think you're really getting really wise in your experiences. And you're deciding to go for what you want. For your bliss, for your energy, for your excitement. Right? The Queen of Wands. This is your queen, right? She is the higher self of you. This is who you are becoming. And in the process, there's contemplation. These cards are very similar. Moving forward and contemplating, even a little bit of a meditation, contemplating, you know what you want, but how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there is you're going to set yourself free from everyone else's expectations. I really think that you've been living up to somebody else's dream or somebody else's expectations. And now you're finally breaking yourself free because you've been energized. Your own heat and energy is breaking you free from all that stuff. And you're sitting going, I mean, she doesn't even look scared. She's looking up at the stars. Like, where is my guidance? Universe, guide me here. And she could very easily climb down these steps, but she's really just kind of waiting for the answer. And when the answer comes, she breaks herself free. She allows herself to release the burdens or the chains that have held her back and kept her small. And in doing so, once you do that and you honor yourself and own your own path, then abundance starts to make its way to you. The world of opportunities, Aries, is opening up for you very quickly. And you know this. You've learned so much about yourself and about life. I love this for you. And this is going to come out of nowhere as soon as you start this new travel or this new journey. Or once you realize that you've had the freedom, kind of like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz, and she's had the way home all along. It was within her. Once you allow yourself to be you, everything starts to open up for you. Everything. New opportunities, new possibilities. Whole new life for you, Aries, coming forward. So let's pull your Angel Dreams Oracle card and see what the angels are holding for you. This is because you took a reality check. You took a look and said, what is this for me? Like, is this real or is this not? And you took a moment. You slept on it a little bit, right? Contemplating. You're not in a rush. You know that you have to go along divine timing, and you know with your intuitive vision, like when it's time to move and when it's time to sit. And you've learned so much about yourself, Aries. I love this for you. Let's open up your Angel Dreams Oracle card. We'll see what this holds for our Aries friends. Green, the heart chakra, love, compassion, cultivation. Now the goddesses around this are Mother Mary and Kuan Yin. So if that resonates with you, maybe look into them. But green is the heart chakra. For that is the bridge. Our chakras are 7 main energy systems within the body. It starts with the root chakra. goes to the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, the heart. And the heart is the bridge between the earthly chakras and the celestial or the spiritual chakras. And your throat chakra, your third eye, your crown chakra. So let's go into this. And I love the fact that the chakras are coming out first thing out of the gate. So good job, Aries. I love this. When this card appears to you, it's time to ask yourself what needs healing in your life. Keep your heart open and be compassionate toward yourself and others. Allow love to weave a beautiful tapestry within your heart, expanding your senses. Then you will start to see it all around you, in every person and life form. You'll begin to respond and communicate lovingly. You'll feel lighter, happier, and free from burdens. Very much free. This is your freedom card here. Green asks you to open to self-love now and cultivate a relationship with yourself. And maybe this is where she's going, right? She's asking for her own inner guidance, and that is your own self-relationship when you learn to trust yourself and lean in. Green also represents communicating from the heart. Trust yourself and others. Keep the faith that your heart will not lead you astray. Love is a compass. If you're unbalanced in your heart chakra, compassion is what you need to be employing, not empathy or sympathy, as these drain energy. If you offer others help out of obligation, shame, guilt, or fear, you'll burn out. You need to allow yourself to receive. Foster a safe and supportive environment by releasing judgment. It's right here. By releasing judgment, and you got the judgment card. And she is releasing that, right? I'm just saying. See the world with the eyes of your heart, which is exactly what the Hermit is doing here. When you do so, you'll feel vitality returning to you. So the archangels associated with this are Metatron, one of my favorites, Raphael, Camuel, Zadkiel, and Jophiel. You need to nurture and cultivate a relationship or spiritual practice. A condition or situation is being healed. Open your heart as much as you can. Make love with life. Abandon personal control and defensiveness by assuming the role of a beloved partner who takes action and responds to life with compassion. So for Aries, it's loving yourself, it's trusting yourself, it's leaning in, and it's moving forward and trusting. Lean into your heart. Place your hand on your heart, Aries, and just feel. And every yoga class I teach, at the very end, we place our hand on our heart. And we just feel the subtle pulse of the heartbeat into our palm. Literally holding your heart in your hand. So try that, Aries. Close your eyes for a few moments. Slow, long breaths. They may not be deep breaths, but let them be long. And just feel into that. You're on a very wonderful journey, my friends. Aries, I love this reading for you. So let me know in the comments if this is resonating for you. If you have any questions about any of these cards, put them out there and I will be happy to address them for you. So let's put our cards back in the deck. And we will go on to our Leo friends. How are you, Leo? Leo, you have Mars in your sign right now. A lot of energy, a lot of gumption to move forward, right? Like, let's get this party started is what Leo is saying. But, you know, we are still in Taurus. So, taking your time, exhaling, right? There's plenty of time for the heat. So let's see. We'll pull our Moonology card for our Leo friend and see what this holds for you. Let's see if these cards pop out. Sometimes they come straight out. Sometimes they don't. But Leo, with all that Mars energy, I am sure you are just excited and anxious for this new stage of your life, and probably very inspired. 2 cards came out for you. First quarter moon in Taurus, release control and release your blocks. Oh my goodness, first quarter moon in Scorpio. You have 2 first quarter moons. So release control. Taurus, which we are in Taurus, and Scorpio, which is really interesting because Scorpio and Taurus are polar opposites. They're on the opposite axis. They're exactly 6 months apart. So you pulled oppositional cards. So this energy is very different. And they're both first quarter moon cards. Okay, Leos. I can feel your Mars. First quarter moon and Taurus opened right up to it. So this is definitely something you need to hear. So let's see. First quarter moon in Taurus, again, release control, Leo. This is again for Leo, sun, moon, rising, and your Venus sign. What in your life are you trying just a bit too hard to do? What are you absolutely stuck on? To the point where you won't even entertain other ideas. Release your grip on life. Whatever you want, release it to the universe and trust that the universe will come back to you with whatever is for your highest good. If you're feeling possessive about someone or something, your challenge now is to live and let live. In a financial situation, self-worth is the key. Avoid get-quick-rich schemes. This card brings in a steadfast energy, but it's clashing with another energy that wants to be free. Cede control for best results. Realize that even though you can manifest your life to a great extent, you can't control everything all the time. Karma comes into play, as do your deep down beliefs about yourself. So leaning into this energy, the energies of the root chakra will help you to feel safer and more grounded with your basic needs. Looked after. This chakra is located at the base of the spine. Its color is a glowing red. And we just had a discussion about the heart chakra for our Aries friends. So Leo, release control, right? Surrender it to the universe. There's a lot of surrendering happening. Right? State your intentions, send it out, and just say, I trust God, source, divine, universe, and I just surrender to that to bring me this or something better for myself. Okay, and then you have first quarter moon in Scorpio. So this could be some balance work here as well, because again, they're the polar opposites, right? They're on complete opposite axes. So I wonder if there's some balance work coming in. We'll see what your tarot says for you, Leo. I wonder if there's something balancing that is coming up. Okay, I'm sorry. There's the messages that are popping up here. So, release your blocks. So let's see what this says, Taurus. When it comes to pushing through your fears and any other negative feelings, you're going to have to dig deeper. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself, because fear blocks us. Make time to clear any toxic feelings around you. Don't let pride, the proud lion, how do they know this is for Leo? Don't let pride stop you from showing how dearly you want something. It's okay to be vulnerable if you know the people you're dealing with are trustworthy. Think about others as much as yourself. There's light and shade in your situation, and you need to embrace it. Don't get stuck on an idea and refuse to budge. So Scorpio is kind of a shadow energy, right? Scorpio is like life and death, and Scorpio can be very shadow. So there could be could be for some of our Leos, some shadow work that would be very helpful for you to move forward. or like to release control. So maybe you were had a controlling situation growing up where you were controlled, or I mean, kids, we always need boundaries, but maybe it was way too restrictive. And so, and maybe you were not allowed to do certain things. So now you're trying to over control on the other side. So there may be some shadow work coming up that could be very beneficial for our Leo friends. Think of what a mental detox would involve for you. Like, avoiding people who are not good for you, or you don't get along with, who are toxic. Limiting your television, your social media, not this channel, but your Instagram, right? So some detoxing time. Maybe the foods that you're eating and the thoughts that are coming into your mind. So make time for some little detox. So turn to your manifesting powers. Your sacral chakra, Svadhisthana, that is the hips, the pelvis. Very interesting. These are all going into the chakras today. It's all about emotions and feelings. It's located just below your navel and is bright orange in color. Think of the way that water flows and how the chakra can help your feelings flow now. The sacral chakra is also where life is created. It is about sex, it is sensuality, it is pleasure, it is your elimination organs, it is your reproductive organs, it is where life starts. So I think there's some shadow work for some of our Leos. So let me know how that is working for you. We're going to pull a Moon Witch card, and we'll go into your tarot. But yeah. So, very interesting, Leo. I still getting the feeling of balance and harmony, or something or a situation that is not causing you harmony, or that is keeping you out of balance. Maybe there needs to be some space between that and you. Or maybe you need to walk away from some things. You never know. So your Moon Witch card is Diana. Be one with nature. So be one with nature, and be one with the nature of you and who you naturally are. Your strengths, your weaknesses, the things that light you up, the things that turn you off. So I've been playing with this idea for a little while. And this is for all signs. But since this card came up, and Diana, so maybe you tune into the goddess of Diana, of doing once a month, and it'll take me a year, because we're going to go through each sign and discuss your sun, which would mean to have, like Leo as your sun sign, Leo as your moon sign, like Leo as your rising sign for each one, and your Venus signs, just so we have a better understanding. So when I say this is for your sun, moon, and rising, most of us know our sun sign. Not everyone looks into their moon sign or what that means. Or not everyone looks into their rising or ascending sign and what that means. So if that is an interest to you guys, just let me know. And I will do that. We'll dive into each sign individually. We'll go over your colors, your body parts, because each sign has its own body part. Crystals, flowers, elements, all the things. So let me know. So let's see what the tarot holds for our Leo friends. Okay, that was a whole group of cards. Or maybe you need that whole group of cards, Leo, because they're all kind of coming a little slowly today. So release. Okay, I'm just going to take it because they're all popping out. Okay, let's see how this is going here. Okay, and again, same thing. Judgment, the Hermit, the Sun. Leo, that is your card. Justice. 10 of Cups. I want to see what's on the root of the deck for you, Leo. Page of Cups. So getting curious about your intuition, getting curious about how the world around you works. Ace of Cups, learning to love yourself. The Empress. Okay, here we go, Leo. So release your blocks and release release control. And here's the thing. Then you have releasing judgment, reflection. And again, I mean, all these cards, right? You have 4 major arcana cards in a row, plus the Empress. So, Leo, like, this is literally like your time to shine. And I like to say, like, when you let go and let God, that's like my mantra, something I'm saying to myself now, because not everything is kind of going the way I want it to go, or that's in my mind. So I said, okay, all right, I'm going to let go and let God, and that universe can take care of it for me. And I'll just move on. Once you start to lean into becoming one with nature, and this is nature out there, you know, the birds, the trees, and it's also the nature for your natural state of who you are. Once you start to release blocks, I still think there's some shadow work for some of you out there, although it's not coming up in your reading. I do believe there's some shadow work for some of you. And you release control or the need for things to be a certain way. Once you do that, right away, you're releasing it. You're finding your freedom. And it's kind of like again, some of you, I feel like you've had a really restrictive upbringing, and maybe even in your adult professional life, you felt like you've been restricted, and you have a lot of creativity within you that you really want to put out there. For some of you, it's going to feel like you're breaking down all the walls, right? You know, ripping everything apart in a good way. You're freeing yourself from the idea of what you told life is supposed to be, or how you're supposed to live life, and what you want. Again, we just had these 2 cards for Aries. I almost feel like there's going to be a breakdown, not in a bad way, but a releasing. Like, some of you will be crying because you are finally setting yourself free. You're finally allowing yourself to dance in the sunlight of this is the sunlight of your personal energy. This is the sunlight of your own soul. The soul is illuminating as we sit there and stare at the stars, contemplating, asking for guidance. And then you're allowing this is your whole soul, just illuminating everything around you and illuminating you as well. Again, I said at the very beginning, I thought there was a need for some balance and harmony, and justice this is associated with Libra, and that is about balance and harmony, because you had opposing signs right from the beginning. And it's also about, again, some of them is going through, like, oh, I'm not crazy, like, it's not supposed to be this way. It's supposed to be like, and the way I believe it's supposed to be is how it should be, and what I've been put through is not how it should be. Some of you could be breaking free from toxic relationships or toxic work environment, or some of it, I feel like it's family related though. But you're finally breaking free. You're finally getting justice. Your voice is being heard. So if someone is not believing you about something, there's going to be proof of what you've been saying is true, is actually true. 10 of Cups. I mean, really, complete fulfillment. Loving yourself, allowing love, and the right kind of love, not the judgmental. There is no love in judgment. Right? When people are judging you, they're not loving you for who you are. The right things are coming into you, Leo. This is coming in very quick. And of course it is for you, because you have Mars is in your sign right now. And Mars is very impatient. Mars is like, let's get this done. And Leo is like, let's do it. Let's just blaze some more trails. You're learning to trust. You're trusting yourself, and you're learning to trust people. So some of you have had a really rocky relationship with people. You're learning to trust people and those around you. And in the process, you're loving yourself. You're starting to give that love back to you. And you're okay with it. You're not ashamed of loving yourself. You're allowing yourself to be completely who you are. There's unconditional love in this development for you, or in this freedom for you, Leo. And like I said at the very beginning, in every yoga class, we put our hand on our heart at the end of class, and we literally hold our heart in our hands. You're literally going to hold your heart in your hand, and you're going to heal all that is not you. And in doing so, there's a lot of creative energy coming out here. You're going to be, now some of you could be, starting a family, but for most of us, or most of you guys, you're giving birth to new ideas and a new way of living life. You are living your life. If you see like that sun, like there's this big ray going straight to her crown chakra. It's going straight there. This is that divine energy, and it's pouring into you, and it's just been waiting for you, Leo, to say, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm done, I'm surrendering, I'm releasing control, and I am ready. Leo, I love this for you. Let's pull your your angel dreams oracle card. Leo, how exciting for you. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. I'm telling you. So balanced, Leo. Healing. There's a little bit of shadow work there, but this is coming in very, very quickly. I love this sun card. It's so beautiful. And if you can see, the sun itself is like a flower. You see like the flower petals, almost like a sunflower. Okay, never mind. Okay, like a sunflower. Radiating the sunbeams into your crown chakra, going into your own soul self, allowing your soul self to radiate. Okay, so let's pull your Angel Dreams Oracle card. And this will be for our Leo friends. Red, root chakra. Passion, survival, right? And so some of you have been surviving, especially if you have felt very restricted in your life. So red, passion. I love that all the chakras are coming out today. It's like, I'm wondering what that's about. Red asks you to check in to see if you are balanced or unbalanced. Again, balance is coming back into play. You know, it's really funny when these cards come out and I say something, then all of a sudden, like, it aligns up. Are you balanced or unbalanced? This color pertains to your physical body at its deepest levels. It asks if you are grounded or scattered. It is time for you to tune into your animal impulses. If you're unbalanced, your fears begin to expand. So release them. Trust, and again, release, right? Release control. Release your blocks. This was talking about fear. The only thing to fear is fear itself. It's time to release your fears. Coming full circle for you, dear Leo. Trust that your instincts will sound off and remove you from harm's way if necessary. In doing so, you will feel liberated to enjoy life more. Right? And you have the card of liberation right here. If you are balanced and grounded, that would mean, might help if I held the card upright. That would mean you've chosen the environment that your physical body thrives in. Red resonates with the root chakra, passion, the drive for survival, and sexual energy. It also represents the circulatory system and the strengthening of life force. Perhaps you need to check your blood pressure or your metabolism levels. This card may also be letting you know that it's time to discover or acknowledge your passions. Taking bold action toward what stirs your excitement, especially if you're worried about money, will guide you to your bliss. The universe is supporting you with the flow of abundance, right? And the flow of abundance, look at this. They're riding a rainbow. Who rides a rainbow? Leo does. That's who rides the rainbow. Leo. Take that ride. Take me with you. It's a great ride. Archangels associated: Metatron, Jophiel, Michael, and Ariel. You need to ground and balance yourself, your home or your career. Affirm your abundance in the face of any money issues. So there you go, Leo. I need a bit of a sip of water here. Leo, this is such a great, I say this all the time. I say it because it's so true. This is such a beautiful reading. A lot of expansion, a lot of energy, a lot of self-care, self-love, a lot of, I'm done. I am not putting up with this bullshit anymore. I'm not, there's no longer any control. I'm releasing the blocks. I'm releasing control. And I was, maybe if you were controlled in the past, you know what that feels like. So you're not going to be controlling anything yourself. Maybe you're not even going to control yourself, Leo. Balance, harmony. I love it for you, Leo. I'm staggering these cards back into the deck. And we're going to go on to Sagittarius. So let me get these cards in there the right way. Leo, if you have any questions about these cards or this reading, if you would like to take a deeper dive to see what, this is just for May, what the rest of the year holds for you. My email should be in the description. I think I'm putting it in there. Or just put a comment in the comment section. I'll be happy, so happy to walk with you on this journey. Sagittarius, how are our archers, our fire sign, our last fire sign? Sometimes the flaming arrow. Sagittarians can be very impulsive. They're highly optimistic, very impulsive, sometimes a little impatient. Always deeply passionate. So, Sagittarius, let's pull your Moonology card and just see what the moon, what phase of the moon is guiding you in this Taurus season. I would almost want to guess, but I don't want to. Okay, now we can cut this down. First quarter moon in Sagittarius. Believe in your good luck. Really, you can't make this stuff up. First quarter moon in your own sign. Believe. And Leo just had 2 first quarter moons, right? Taurus and Scorpio. And the Scorpio goes into Sagittarius. I'm just saying, sometimes there's just an alignment that happens. That's why I do these based around, the energies instead of each individual separate. But let's see what this says. Okay, Sagittarius, believe in your good luck, right? Because you're ruled by Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion. Whatever is going on in your life, you need to take care of the small stuff, and the big stuff will fall into place. Problems can arise now because of carelessness or a judgment lapse. Avoid telling everyone your opinion until you're sure you know exactly what's going on. Think about the baby steps. Think about the baby steps you need to take on your way to your goal, and don't take too many risks. Believe in your own good luck and don't be arrogant about it. Oh my goodness. Think an important decision through very carefully before taking action. Your challenge when this card comes up is to dream, but be prepared to put in the hard work required to make your dreams real. And we talked about this in Aries, right? In order to bring things into manifestation, you have to put movement behind it. Make peace between the part of you that needs everything to make sense and the part that wants to throw caution to the wind. And that is so me. The crown chakra sits at the top of your head. It's known as the 1,000-petal lotus chakra, which as it opens reveals the mysteries of the universe and your connection to all life everywhere. Tuning into this beautiful violet color can help you to find direction and see the bigger picture. Visualize yourself in a column of pure violet light and hold this card on your crown as you call in the energies. So it says, energies of the first quarter moon in Sagittarius, thank you for showing me that life is an adventure. And of course, Sagittarius, the archer, is the adventurer in astrology. So let's pull your Moon Witch card, Sagittarius. So let's not get too cocky, right? But believe in your own ability, right? Believe in your good luck. Because you are ruled by Jupiter. So let's see what your Moon Witch card holds for you, Sag. Again, Diana, at one with nature. And we shuffle these cards, right? At one with nature. Again, nature outside, the great outdoors, the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, the sky, the wind, the plants, the animals, and your own natural state. So what does the tarot hold for Sagittarius? And again, this is always for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. What does this hold for Sagittarius in May, month of May? Now let me see. Okay, Sagittarius, you're being a little slow today. Ace of Wands, or Ace of Swords. That came out for Aries, I believe. And I wanted to look at this card a little more because there's a lot of symbols in this card that I did not point out in Aries. So this will help Aries if they are still watching. Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. Ace of Swords, Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, card face down. You probably can't see it. We'll see if anything else wants to pop out. If not, we'll take the root card. Queen of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. And back again to Justice. High Priestess. So we're going to stop there because we could be going all day here. Ace of Swords, Two of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. And we have a card face down here, so we'll get to that. I want to take a look at this, the symbols on this Ace of Pentacles. So you see, like, there's a crow, which is your intuition, right? But you also have on here, and if I can see, the infinity symbol. You have symbols here. So there's a lot of activity in your mind right now, Sagittarius. There's a lot of like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go out, I want to see this, I want to go here, I want to go there. Right? It's like, okay, let's take a moment. Take a moment and sit still. And with everything going on in your mind, right? The mind gets a little chattery right now for Sagittarius. What do you really want? I mean, take a moment to sit down. What do you really want? Yeah, we want to do all these things. We want to have all these experiences, but what are going to be the experiences to bring you to your crown chakra, your highest self, that are going to fulfill you? Now, sometimes it's good to just have like just fun for the sake of having fun, that there's no outcome other than having, a really good time and getting loose and getting silly. That's not going to really propel you into the next phase, but it's, like a relaxing time, right? A silly time. But when you're planning on moving into your future and you have all these thoughts and like, at least for me, my crown chakra has been opening quite a lot throughout my life, and we have the high priestess, so that is a lot of things that I try to do that bring me in alignment with that. But get really specific about what you want, Sagittarius, because here's the thing. You've seen some movement, some growth, but here's the thing. You can't see everything that's coming because there's so much underneath the surface. There's so much pre-planning that you've done. You've planted a whole lot of seeds, and you only see one thing coming up. It's coming. It's rising to the surface. Give it a moment. Don't rush it. Right? Remember, you have good luck on your side. You don't have to push or rush anything. Give it a moment. Let it grow at its own pace. Ace of Wands. Again, we've got, okay, Sag, we're going to go there. Let's talk about the crown chakra, right? And then we have our Ace of Swords. This is your thoughts, but everything is leading to Ace of Wands. But this, again, her crown chakra, her third eye chakra is completely illuminated. It's on fire. We have the high priestess leading to your higher self, right? Once for Saggies, it is going to be your connection to what is outside of you. You're leaning into your faith, whether it is a structured religion or if it is more of the free-spirited aspect, leading into your connection to what you believe in is going to open up the doors for you. Even the Queen of Cups, right above her head is a crown. I mean, this should just be called the crown reading, right? The Ace of Swords, the spiral is on her crown. A lot of illuminating from here up. So, Saggies, I would say clear your crown chakra, and this is a little big, but get a little clear quartz crystal, a smaller one, and let it sit there. Or an amethyst. This is a really small amethyst. And place it there. Or if you're laying down, place it on your third eye. There's a big spiritual revolution happening for Saggies. You're evolving at much greater, much faster than you think. So this abundance, Seven of Pentacles, although Pentacles is associated with like earthly needs, money, home, food, clothing, comfort. This could also be those of you who are on a spiritual path are going to have this big revolution or evolutionary phase where everything becomes really, really clear. And things are going to start to make sense. So if you have this feeling inside of you, like I went into Leo and said, if you were controlled, if you had like a controlling situation and you thought this is not the way it's supposed to be, but they told you it is, and you knew that you were right, you're going to have an awareness, Saggy, that everything is going to start to make sense. It's like, oh, this is why this happened, and this is why that happened. Once you find that space, once that space reveals itself to you, once things start to make sense, new opportunities are coming your way. Some of you will become spiritual teachers or even spiritual leaders in the world, opening up this door of abundance. And the roots of that have already been, the seeds of that aspect have already been planted, because you see this pentacle has roots coming down from it, so it's already started. It's asking you to step into it. You have to decide if this is the path that you do want to go down, the path that is you were born here for, that your soul contracted to take. The answer is probably yes for most. Sometimes no, right? There's fear that happens. We have free will. But you have all of these crown chakras. It's all there. Sag, really. The only thing left is for you to buy a crown and put it on your head. Just put it on your head. Because there's such a connection happening for Sagittarius right now in their spiritual growth that it's going to start in leaps and bounds. And again, everything is going to start to make sense. Whether you can verbalize that or not doesn't matter. Because there's some things we just cannot explain. That's why there's millions of poets all trying to talk about love. But it's so intangible, right? But it's just this inner knowing is going to wake up for you, Saggies. And you know this. You've been feeling it coming. And once you just say yes to that and acknowledge it, growth, abundance, endless. There's no boundaries. It's all completely endless for you. Let's pull your angel dreams cards. So Saggies, if you have any questions about this, you want to know what is this meaning for you? If you have Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Ascending, your Venus placement in Sagittarius. If you have a friend who's a Sag, and they just know, they're feeling a little stuck, show them this. Have them reach out to me. If they would like to book a reading or even a courtesy call, right? And just to see, or curiosity call, right? Just to see, what do you even need a reading? Maybe you just need a 5-minute conversation, or maybe that deeper dive is there for you. And maybe this is a message for me as well, because I am a Sag. We know this. Sun, Moon, and all of my elements are in Sagittarius. Oh my goodness, the card popped up. Amethyst. You cannot make this up. Amethyst. I just said put an amethyst here or here, right? Psychic abilities, behavior patterns. Saggies. Maybe I should name this my channel Sagittarius, right? Because if nothing else, I am completely Sagittarius. I don't know a whole lot. So the book starts meanings of the cards, and then the very first one is Sagittarius. In the beginning, is Amethyst rather. In the beginning, right? Starting at the very beginning. The beginning is your consciousness. You were a soul long before you were any incarnation. And this is true. This is all of us. And most of us did not start off as humans. We started off as, most of us, if you will, I was a Pleiadian. So then I started off as a star. And when the stars, you see the meteor showers and they break. And that means then they're going to their next incarnation. And then you go to something, and some are going to a water. Something from the ocean or something from the waters. And then you come onto the earth life. And then then a wildlife, and then an animal, and then a person, or however that goes, however your soul is contracted. In the beginning, though, there was your connection. You were the soul. So don't ever forget that. This is for everyone. Amethyst comes to you today to remind you to practice and hone your psychic abilities. Find a space where you feel safe and protected to work on these skills. Amethyst is symbolic of protection, divine communication, the ethereal, the third eye, the crown chakra, and purification. All these things, all these cards all of these cards, right? They all popped up before this. This is, I mean, there's something so magical about these readings. This card is also showing up today to help you identify damaging beliefs, behaviors, and habits that block your development. Identify and release these behaviors so you can move forward. Check in to feel your emotions or attitudes. Check in to feel if your emotions or attitudes are impeding your progress. Archangel Raziel, Jeremiah, Uriel, Ariel are associated with this symbol. Work with amethyst to balance and align your physical and spiritual selves. Where'd it go? Balance, right? I always have amethyst on my desk. Let's see, work with amethyst to balance and align your physical and spiritual selves, your awake time and sleep time, and your energetic bodies. You are safe and protected while you awaken your natural abilities to see divine energy. Where'd she go? She sees divine energy. Her third chakra is completely lit up. It's completely illuminated. Allow the angels to help you. They are calling upon you. Oh, I'm sorry. No, wrong one. You are safe and protected while you awaken. Work with amethyst to open and accelerate your psychic development and clairvoyance. There is an animal in need of healing, nurturing, and attention. So some of you might be working with animals. I do Reiki. I don't do it on adults because adults are a pain in the ass. I do it on animals and I do it on children and babies because they're more receptive. So some of you might be going to animal shelters to do some Reiki on some of the animals because like they're scared, right? They're in a new place. They don't know where they're at. Anyway, Saggies, this is your reading. Aries, you had yours, Leo, and all of this is a progression. It starts here and it goes here. And now the fire is big and it's bold and there's a lot of great things everyone is doing in our fire zone. So fire energies, I thank you so much, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Thank you for angels and spirit guides for guiding this reading. And I thank all of you for watching or for tuning in or for following me or for liking and subscribing, whatever it is that you do. If you want to schedule a reading or a curiosity call, send me an email or put it in the comments. I will reach out. I will be back on with our earth signs. But until then, sending you light and love, and I'll see you in the next reading. Take care, everyone. Enjoy your day.